Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to review the Btwin 920e and I'm also going to tell you how to get the best deal when you're buying it from Decathlon. I'll also be referring a lot to the Btwin 500e, the entry-level electric bike at the back. Some of you might recall when I bought the entry-level one for 700 euros, I wished I'd got this one, which was 900 euros, because I've rode many times the non-electric version of this. It's called an Original 5, Btwin Original 5, and it is the most fun, most comfortable bike to ride in the Decathlon range, in my opinion. So I really wished I'd got the electric version of it. I have now got the electric version of it, and for the 200 euros difference, you got so much more bike with this. You got the front and back suspension. That was the main problem with the entry-level 500 bike at the back. No suspension made it a horrible ride. You felt every bump, you came off every curb hard. This one's got front and back suspension, big fat tires, stronger battery, 36 volt, not 24 volt, stronger motor, though to be honest, you don't really notice that compared to the other one, 24 volt, 36 volt. I don't notice much power difference. I don't notice the battery lasts longer, but I guess it is better. The LED screen at the front has far more functions than the entry-level one. So for example, you can bring it down to 0 and have no assistance at all, whereas on the entry-level one you have to turn it off completely. You can control the lights there, you have the assistance mode when you're pushing it up the hill. It tells you how fast you're going, how far you've gone on a journey, all these sorts of things. So for the extra 200 euros, it's a much better bike in terms of value for money. You get a lot more bike for your money. I must say, when it came out, it was 1,000 euros. Then it came down, and for about 9 months, it was 900 euros. Gone back up to 1,000 now. Maybe that's because of coronavirus. More people are using bikes because police are stopping people in cars. So the good points are the ride is great, the value for money is good. The bad points, I say in every video, brakes are bad. The quality of the brakes on the back are terrible. I've had the guys in the shop, 2 different guys, tried to get the ones at the back to be sensitive enough. They weren't really. I'd been there so long that I just took it anyway. And now I'm having to extend that screw on the handlebars coming out the brake lever to get it, the pads to bite more quickly. And I'll have to do some more work on the brakes to get them biting. So as usual, brakes are not great on a Btwin bike. Another problem I have, number 2 out of 3, is that when you're using the assistance, it's not intuitive. Sometimes you'll be pedaling and you'll put the assistance on 1, nothing seems to happen, 2, nothing seems to happen, and you'll keep pedaling and pedaling for a while for it to kick in. Other times, like when I tested it in the shop, you just touch the pedals and you're on the first level of assistance and you shoot off flying and almost crash. So be careful when you're testing out in the shop. I still haven't got to grips with the assistance levels, and I don't really have a good feeling of which level to use when I'm going uphill, what the difference is with the gears. It's not intuitive at all. Sometimes you have to wait and pedal for it to kick in. Other times it kicks in straight away. This isn't just me. I checked out on bike forums as well. Other people have had that problem. So it just doesn't work quickly or intuitively. It does work sooner or later. So if you just put it into 3 and pedal a couple of times, it will kick in maybe a bit quicker, but it's not brilliant. Another problem with this bike, it's super heavy. The medium size frame is 25.5 kilograms. This is the large size frame. It weighs a ton, and then a major problem, the kickstand is in the middle. So if you move the bike backwards, the pedal arm gets locked under the kickstand and you have to lift the whole bike up if you're in a tight space to move it around. Final big problem with this bike, the kickstand being in the middle makes the bike very unstable because all the weight is at the back of the bike where the battery and the motor is. I left the bike outside, gust of wind blew it over and it scratched all down the side of my neighbour's car. So that's a few hundred euros I'll have to pay when the bill comes in. Final things I can tell you about getting the best deal. When you buy it, number 1, sign up for the loyalty card. For every 600 euros spent, you get 9 euros back. So 900 euros or 1,000, you'll get 12 euros, which is enough to get the kickstand to go on the back of the frame rather than in the middle. So you can buy your extra kickstand with that. You don't get the money straight away. Don't wait in the shop to get the voucher. It takes a couple of days for it to come by email. But sign up for the loyalty card. main message about getting the best deal is to take a lot of time with the people doing the assembly. Keep going back to them. Don't go on a Saturday when the shop's packed, because they won't have a lot of time and they'll try and fob you off, and you'll have to keep waiting to see them. Take a day off work or take half a day, go there, get them to assemble the bike properly. Check absolutely everything on the bike, and not just the things like that they're working. Yeah, the gears move smoothly, the brakes are biting okay, the tires are pumped, but check your seating position. Does it feel comfortable? The front headset, where the level of the handlebars, it's tricky to change that yourself. There's 4 different screws to get the angle right. Get them to do it for you. Keep riding around the shop to make sure it's absolutely comfortable and it works perfectly. That's how you squeeze the most out of the purchase price, is by getting them to basically keep servicing it and checking everything on it and making sure it's in the best, the most comfortable position for you. Don't be embarrassed about going back. I found that every time I went back, they were kind of playing with their phones, the staff, or chatting to each other, and I had to keep interrupting them to say, well, actually, this doesn't feel quite right. Can you have another look at that? Right, I hope that's been useful. Overall, I'd give this bike a 7.5 out of 10. It would be higher, but the kickstand has cost me a few hundred extra. I would love to get a better quality bike with better brakes, something like a Cannondale or Bayer, just something that maybe costs a couple of grand, and then I can do a comparison with these more brand name bikes. But overall, 7.5 out of 10. If this has been useful, please give me a thumbs up. Any questions or comments, stick them in the comments below. And if you want to earn some money towards that electric bike, check out my ebook, which is also in the link below. Thanks.